All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel. Back today on the water. It's been a while, but today is the day. I've not done any bass fishing in quite a while now. It's been a couple of months. I've been doing a lot of crappie fishing and everything else. But today, I'm going to be doing some bass fishing. We're going to be using swim jig, chatterbaits, drop shot, um, shaky head, whatever it takes or whatever. And I'm going to make this a uncut video. We're gonna run this thing for about an hour, and just see what we come up with. And I've been getting some positive feedback on these type of videos. They're a little lengthy, but um, y'all have responded to it pretty well, and I really appreciate that. So yeah, we're back on my home water today, and we're gonna do some bass fishing. So sit back, grab you some coffee. Let's go catch them. All right, y'all. We're gonna start the day off with a bladed jig, like a crawl color. Really ain't got time to be switching up anything. And I hadn't thrown my bait casters out in forever. Now, I know in the last video I told y'all, well, not the last one, but the last fishing video, I told y'all we're gonna be all this backlashing. Now, I don't classify this as backlash, y'all. It just was just a little moment where things a little shaky. Let's see. But yeah, everybody, welcome back to the channel. Like I said, we're gonna throw this chatterbait around. Actually, this is a thunder cricket. If you want to know the name brand of it, it's not really a chatterbait. I mean, it's a chatterbait, bladed jig, whatever you want to call it. But this is the thunder cricket version. Yeah. Start off this little point right here. I like to fish off of sometimes. Sometimes they here, sometimes they ain't. So I guess we're gonna find out if they here or not. About a couple days removed from, it might not look like it, but a good couple of days removed from the biggest snow of the year for South Carolina. We had an ice storm one weekend, and the very next weekend we get a pretty good snowfall. But you from this area or from the South, it don't last long. It have to line up perfect to last long. Hit a rock. It's kind of real shallow off this point right here. But yeah, gonna toss around this bladed jig. Just bounce it off some rocks. See if I can get a reaction bite. Pretty good in the water though. Like I said, I'm sitting right now in about 6 feet of water off this point. This point is kind of, it's like one of the first points I fish sometimes. And, not often they here, but when they're here, they're here. And I've caught some pretty good ones off this point. Not located too far from the boat ramp. So, I'm still without my outboard, so I ain't really got the means to get too far away from the boat ramp. So I'm kind of gonna stick by this thing. Starting to rain again. I actually come to the lake, about an hour or so ago earlier, and it's not raining at my house. It's overcast and everything else. It's not really raining that much, but man, I got down here and I didn't bring my little rain suit. Got down here and it was kind of pouring down. So, I ended up sitting here for a few minutes trying to decide if I wanted to continue to, try to get out there on the water, but, it's wintertime. It's cold out here. It's been cold. And this ain't the time to be getting, drenched in, from rain and sitting on the boat. You know what I'm saying? So I decided to, to make a call to go back home, which is about a 25-minute drive back up the road, and get my rain suit and come back. And, here I am. How y'all all doing this morning? Hope everybody doing well. Leave down in the comments, you know what I'm saying? Which, if you've been fishing, if you've been able to get out on the water, how your day's been going. Have you caught anything? What type of fishing did you do? Pretty much how your day's gone. I've not hit the water a lot. I've been working a lot, and not really had a lot of time, with these different type of storms coming through, winter storms. Ain't really been able to get on the water on top of, working. So it feels good to be out here to throw another rod. I've not cast out this many times already in a long time, and I'm gonna be wore out by the time I'm done. But I'm just, this is what I like to do, bass fishing. So it's time to get back in the swing of it. Like I said, I do have got something wrapped around it. But like I said, I like to I got a where am I at? I'm losing track of what I'm saying. Basically what I'm saying is I have, like I said, a drop shot, shaky head, and a swim jig. And I'm gonna try to cipher through all of them, while I'm fishing. An hour don't really give a lot of time for something to happen, but hopefully I can catch something within this hour. We're beating the bank. Oh boy, this line. All right, that's backlash. Been throwing the spinning reels too much. Yeah. On my bladed jig right here, I got a crawl on the back of it. Wintertime, I like to buck up on my lure or whatever, make it a little bit bigger. Make it look, cause fish slow down in the wintertime. They move a little bit slower. And so, I try to buck up on that lure side to make it, if they want to spend that energy to bite or whatever, I make it a big meal, make it look like a bigger meal. One of them large combos. I was hoping to hang one by now on this point, but ain't happening. Yep. And there's a lot of birds down to the side right here that is hovering over the top of the water. Just chilling, hanging out. It'd be cool though if I can catch a 8+ on one of the videos like this right here. It would really be cool. Highly unlikely, but you know what I'm saying, it'd be cool. Just changing up my retrieve. Slowing it down, speeding it up. You know, don't really know what they want. I'm gonna actually speed up this trolling motor a little bit because I want to cover more water. Yeah. Need that bite. Need that bite. I don't know. When I fish with a bladed jig, you know, sometimes I be in the mood of fishing with them. Sometimes I don't. Out of all my experience fishing with a bladed jig, I don't know. It seems like if it's gonna be a great day fishing with them, the bite comes early. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't take a long time to get that initial bite. You know, once I fish with one, you know, my typical time period on the lure is about 20 minutes. You know, I fish about 20 minutes, you know, throw it in all the juicy spots that I see, you know, fish it real good, and just see what I can come up with. But after about 20 minutes, I either do like a color change or, you know, a lure selection change. But I don't know. All the days I think I've had a real good successful day fishing with a bladed jig, they've come at days where that first initial bite doesn't take long to get it. So let's just see what I can come up with this. I am gonna fish standing up a little bit. Probably need to put on a different color. Just changing it up. What's y'all favorite color? You know, if you like fishing with a bladed jig, what are y'all favorite color to fish with? Oh man, what the world was that? I don't know about that one. That felt kind of fishy right there. But yeah, what are y'all favorite color? I don't remember nothing like a tree or nothing being right there. Yeah, it felt like a fish there. Yeah. I ain't caught one in a while, y'all. Might be overreacting. Man, I ain't gonna lie to you, my spool is looking really, really suspect right now. Let me adjust my camera. But yeah, me personally, I don't know. Oh, that sounds nasty. You know, get this right. Me personally, I kind of like the fluorescent. I mean what is the correct word for that? I like the translucent color lures a lot. Yeah, that's a wasted cast. I'll throw it back in there. Yeah, translucent colors, I tend to like them a lot more. I do like I'm not I don't like like a straight up white color hold on, man. Okay, let me dial this thing up better than I got it, because this is not what I'm coming here for. doing this crap. But yeah, I don't like the white color, like real super bright colors. They look good in the water, but I just ain't never really had a lot of good luck with them. Just ain't never really had a good luck with them. But like the translucent colors, you know, anything that got like a little bit of translucent to it, I've had better luck with those. Like a baby bass color, or kind of like a baby bass color, but translucent. I do like that color. You know, I do like crawl patterns too. You know, crawl pattern I would probably say is probably the most consistent color that I throw, that I catch them on, some form of a crawl. Brown, red, a little bit of orange in it. I tend to do pretty good with those colors. Yeah, I think I got it dialed in good now. I think I got it dialed in real good for you. Ugh. But yeah, leave down in the comments. What's your favorite color to throw? You know, or one of your favorites. You don't have to give me the favorite. You know, you can just give me one of the favorites. Man, guess I ain't put my thumb back on it fast enough. Backlashing. Man, I ain't throw a bait caster now. I think it was like the first part of December. Maybe the first part of December. Might have been the end of November since the last time I threw a bait caster. Y'all forgive me. Been taking too big of a break. I will say that, you know, 2025 was a year where I didn't really catch a lot of fish on the bladed jig. And I'm not going to say that I couldn't have. I think it was more of a case of me kind of falling out of the mode of fishing with them. You know, I don't throw them as much as I used to. You know, it's just something that I don't throw like that no more. I use them, don't get me wrong. I use them when it come down to the right time to fish with them, because those bad boys catch fish. They catch fish and they catch big fish. But I don't know, last year I kind of shied away from it a little bit. Man, you know what, y'all? I understand if y'all talking trash about me in the comments, because I did say that this video was not going to consist of me pulling out tangled line, but man, that seemed to be all I'm doing. Dial this thing up. Yeah, let's see. Kind of casting around some of these docks, seeing what I can come up with. See if anything up underneath it. Not really sure if this even a good day to fish. You know, water temperatures are in the 40s, the low 40s. So, yeah, it's cold. It is cold. But, you know, I ain't gonna lie. These fish live in water all year long, their whole entire life. And sometimes I beg to differ. If water temperature makes makes a big difference as much as, we may think. I mean, because this is their habitat. And, they are part of nature. So adapting to colder water temperatures is something that, that's what they do. That is what they do. Okay. Okay. Not what I was hoping to do. Okay, we're about 20 minutes in now. I'm gonna actually change up my lure selection just a little bit. Try something different. So let's change up from the bladed jig. Let's switch up to, you know what? We're gonna keep it moving. We're gonna keep it moving bait. So we're gonna change up to a swim jig, black and blue color. Definitely not sure if this is gonna work, but we're gonna try it. I've had some really good days in this lake fishing a bladed jig. I mean, swim jig. I mean, I've had some really good bites. Caught some really good fish using one. I don't do all that shaking thing that some people do with their bladed, swim jig. I'll be honest, swim jig is my favorite lure to fish. I love a swim jig bite. And it's I don't know what it is about a swim jig bite, but I don't have a lot of lakes that I have really good confidence using a swim jig in. It's all about the body of water. Some lakes they like a swim jig, but a lot of these lakes around here, because they got a lot of spotted bass lakes. This lake right here is a largemouth lake. The swim jig just not my choice in a lot of the body lakes around here. But when I do get in one of the lakes that have a good swim jig bite, I love throwing them. I got a couple of lakes that I hadn't, smaller lakes that I hadn't went to here recently that actually have a good swim jig bite, and I just hadn't been to them yet. So therefore you don't see the swim jig being used as much as I like to use it. But yeah, it's crazy though, because some people say, it's a visual lure and everything else, but I've caught them in some pretty stained water. When they on to it, they on to it. But yeah, we're gonna see if we can get a swim jig bite. Typically when I fish with a swim jig, I'm just throwing it out there. I pause it, hesitate a little bit, let that tail flat a little bit, let it fall down. I just have it all over the place. Yeah. I like to throw it. I love fishing with a swim jig in lakes that got a lot of laydowns, because you know, it comes through cover really, really well. And I like to sometimes slow roll it. There's actually a good size area of this lake that has a good bit of laydowns that I typically like to throw a swim jig in around it. But, you know, like I said, I don't have my outboard today, so it'll take me forever. It'll probably be dark by the time I actually get up there now to fish that, to even start fishing that area. So, oh man, I don't know what that was, but it felt good. It felt real good. But yeah, swim jig is a pretty fun lure to catch them on. They catch big fish too. It's a lure that's pretty quiet. You know, it doesn't have no sound to it outside of the tails or whatever you're using to fish with it on. But outside of that, it don't really make a lot of noise. So I'll show you the one I'm fishing with right now. I'm retrieving in this time. Need a fish to bite this one. Need something to come and bite it. But this is like a black and blue one. It's black and blue and got like a, I don't know, like a regular shad colored swimmer on it with put a little yellow on the tail, a little chartreuse. So let's see if I can get somebody to bite it. Come on, fish. Help a brother out. But yeah, just gonna roll down the bank into a little area where, oh man, now see, you can't catch no fish inside the tree. The tree is not where you want to be. If it's in the water, that's cool, but if it's up in there, you can't catch nothing up there. I need to make some better casts. This actual setup right here is my bait caster setup. I mean, this is my setup for my swim jig. And I don't really use it that much. Like I said, I need to start throwing my swim jig more than I do. But let's see. Somebody's calling me. Calling me. I'm busy right now. Yeah. But yeah, it's all about making those casts, getting that right area where them fish are biting it. Right now we're not in that area, so I gotta keep searching for that area. But yeah. Sometimes, man, that swim jig, if you swim it over a limb and you hit it, I pause it to let it kind of drop down. Because sometimes, you know, that bass, he's sitting right up underneath that limb. You hit that limb, it get his tension. You know, it put him on high alert. And sometimes it'll make him get real aggressive, and he'll come out there. Don't really know. I can't see up underneath the water. I'm just throwing the lure. You know, but that's what I do. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. But I just another lure that I should have brought today that I didn't tie on was an underspin. I like to fish with just a nice little medium sized underspin. I don't know. It's one of those lures that I could actually tie up, and man, I can bring one rod and I can cast that thing all day long. I like fishing with an underspin. You know, to me that's like old school fishing. We're gonna actually get up here. We're gonna switch over to this other side. I don't want to do a whole lot of driving. You know, I want to do some continuous fishing. But I don't know. When I get around this little bend right here, I never really liked that section of the lake. Don't really like it. I ain't never really had no good luck out of it. Now my brother himself, has had some really good luck. I think he caught like a 8 right around that bend right there one year. I mean, really big bass. You know, and he loves fishing that area. You know, he likes to fish with a spoon. Man, that's one lure that it looks like it's fun to catch them with, but I don't know. Maybe I don't know how to use it right, because I can't get right with no spoon. I tried, but I just can't get right with it. Yep. Gotta try to put an amazing fishing day together in an hour. It's been a long time since I've really been able to put like one of those type of days where you just throw it in the water and they just, poof, all of a sudden they own it right on the money. That definitely don't happen often. All right, I want that rain to kind of hold off. I got my little mic set up right here where I try to make sure that y'all can hear me. But that thing don't really do that well in rain. So I'm hoping it doesn't get any heavier than it is right now, where I can keep using it to make sure that my audio at the very least is good. You know, of course, if it, you know, unless it's not even working properly from the jump, you know, stuff go out. Let's see how this big old tree again. We're sitting in about 15 feet of water, and you know what, y'all? I'm gonna change it up right quick. This tree right here, I need to fish it a little bit more fluent. So I'm gonna cast out this drop shot. Let's see if I can run across something right quick. Yeah, let that sink down to the bottom there and get down in between them limbs and trying to slowly work it around. Maybe I can catch one down there looking for a little meal, a little easy meal, a little worm. Yeah, this is a slower process right here. I should have actually brought my Texas rig set up. That would have been a good choice today too, to throw around these laydowns and stuff, the ones that I'm gonna me by, but I didn't pick up that rod neither. But it's all good. See, with that drop shot, you can just feel all the limbs and stuff. And you know, you can just take your time. Come over top of them. You know, get that fish time to really like look at that lure. He can sit there and say, well, do I want to eat it? Do I not want to eat it? Do I want to eat it? Do I not want to eat it? You know, that bladed jig and the swim jig, you know, it's a decision he got to make really quick. You know, because that thing is swimming by him. You know, he got to react to it. But, you know, sometimes you want to just throw him out there, throw him something out there that, hey, he can look at it, turn his head a little bit and like, I don't know. Should I eat it or not? Should I eat it or not? Ask his buddies, do he want to eat it? You know, ask him, do he want some or whatever. But, you know, give him a little bit more time to think about it. You know. Okay. Let's whiz right on by this little spot right here. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Hold on. We got problems right here, y'all. Must be connection problems back here. Come on here. We got time for this one. There we go. Excuse me, y'all. Had a little issue right now, you know. I need to, you know, I need to do some maintenance on my wiring. Back there, the pre-wired that come with the boat. Somebody's calling me. Somebody's calling me. All right. Black man fishing now. Black man fishing now. I'm trying to get a fish. Ain't got time for all that. Yabby. Okay. Oh, did I get home? Okay. But you know what, y'all? We're going to whiz right over to this other section of the lake. And we're going to try this other side. We're going to go over to the other side. You know what? While I'm, you know, I can cast out, let it sink down, get one little possible bite while I'm going over here. Yeah. Yeah. Just gonna whiz by it, y'all. Just gonna throw it out there and let the fish do what it do. Maybe I catch one that wanna bite quick. Okay. Like I said, we're gonna go over to this point right here. We're gonna go over to that point. We're gonna fish off it. It's gonna take me a minute. Like I said, I don't have my motor, so I gotta take my time to get over there. I gotta kind of get me a new. Well, my drop shot setup. Let me start talking better. My drop shot setup is my loose red setup, and one of my eyes on the setup broke off a few months back, and you know I kind of switched the rods or whatever what I'm fishing with the drop shot on. But I need to either fix that, put a new eye on it, or I need to replace that rod. There's nothing wrong with the spinner part. Um, like I said, I typically use a worm hook as my drop shot hook. I try to get a really thin gauge one to make penetrating the fish mouth a lot easier, because this rod has a lot of flex to it. But you know, it works good for things, but it's not my typical drop shot setup, and I need to get that solved. Well, I'm wrong. I'm telling y'all wrong. This is my typical drop shot setup. I was mixing it up with my rod that I typically fish my shaky head on. And that's the other one that I'll be throwing in a few minutes. But I've not caught a drop shot fish in a minute. So let's go over here to this point, see if I can catch something over here. We're sitting right around 40 minutes, y'all. Man, this time is really winding down. This rain is picking up. So we're running out of time. We are literally running out of time. But we're going to take it all the way to the end. We're going to fish over here. We're going to throw this drop shot. I'm going to put that shaky head on. You know what? Do I want to throw the drop shot first, shaky head? I'm going to throw the shaky head first. So we're going to put the drop shot down right now. I'm gonna throw the shaky head first over here. Now this is my shaky head setup. Like I said, it works. It's efficient. It's a little bit less. It's a little bit more flimsy than my original one, but it works. What y'all think about that red right there? Come on. Get over here. We got to catch fish. We limited on time. Let's see. Man, I'm gonna tell y'all something. Fishing out of these tiny boats and stuff, you know, I did the thing without an outboard for quite some time, a couple of years. But man, I tell you, I'll tell anybody, get you an outboard of some kind. It don't have to be super big, but get you some type of outboard and put it on your small plastic boat, you know, if you can afford it. Or if your body of water, you know, lets you, you know, where you live at, allow you to have a outboard. But it definitely cuts down on time frame. Man, that rain is coming down. It's cold too. Yeah, water temperature actually rose up. Cast this out again. Like I said, let's see what we can come up with. I need one of my special guests to come out and talk to us before my time's up. And I might be fishing a little too shallow, you know. But right now, I know it's a tree right here. There's a good little stump. Man, this thing is getting wet pretty good. Hope it don't mess it up. I don't have time to switch it out right now. Yeah, let me stand up. Yeah, it's raining pretty good. I think I made a good choice. It might have killed a lot of time to fish today by having to go back 30 minutes home to, you know, get my rain suit and drive 30 minutes back, but it was a good choice. I wanted to fish today. Oh man, I'm getting a bite, y'all. Got one. Yeah, we're gonna have, oh, he come off. That was a good one too. Oh, he come off. Well, oh man, came close, y'all. Came close. Oh man, he come off. That was a good try. He come off he come up to the top of water. I seen him. That was a pretty good fish. Oh man, do I got a, hold up, do I got a damn, what I got going on right here? This crap right here is all tangled up. How did this happen? Okay, let's get this. Let's get back in there. Come on now. We ain't supposed to be letting them go now. We ain't supposed to be letting them go now. That was a pretty good bass right there. That looked like a couple of pounder, you know, at least 2.5 pounds. He just went back down so slow. Oh man, I had my chance right there. It's all right, I'll get another one. I felt them though. Oh, can't be doing that, Jett. You can't be letting them loose. Like I said, this is a slower process, but you can give the fish more options. You know, sometimes the moving stuff is just not it. And it didn't take long to get a bite on that shaky head. It really didn't. Oh man, they let it go. Come on, hooks. What's wrong with you? Brian Latimer, shaking my head jig. My favorite jig to fish with. But every now and then they'll let go of something now. They'll let go of something. But you know, that's what all hooks. Just line myself back up. See, I know it's trees in the water. I had to make sure that wasn't a limb that I was feeling. But I felt that little toot-toot, you know, that little nudge. You know, that bass, he's not gonna give you like that machine gun, you know, and brim. He gonna give you that thump. You might feel two thumps every now and then, but you know, most times you gonna feel that one thump, and it's like a little pressure on it. Ah. Yep. Let's get back in there and throw around this tree. I got my drag set pretty tight. He pulled a little bit of drag when I set the hook. Sometimes that shaky head with the head part of the shaky head, if he ain't fully engulfed it, you know, you gotta have a little bit of backbone to get that hook to slide and penetrate in his mouth. So that's why I kind of got this drag, you know, set pretty tight. But you did hear it kind of give away a little bit. I hope my thing is still working good. Cause I don't normally let it get rained on like this. I don't have time to switch it out, so it's gonna have to make it another 10 minutes. Let's see if we can come up with a bite. Get our first fish in the boat. That do give me some confidence right there. I like the fact of, you know, feeling that bite. Hadn't felt the bass bite in a while. Okay. And I was hoping this rain ease up just a little bit. All right. All right, I need that bite, y'all. Got about 8 minutes left for this hour's up, and I need a fish. Sorry to get a little quiet on y'all, but I'm trying to concentrate on this to land one. I don't really like that cast right there, but yeah, I can't be wasting no cast right now. Kind of got a nice little haze over the lake. You know, it's like real foggy going back down through there. Come on. Probably should have fished around that spot right there just a little bit longer. But I actually hooked that fish. You know, if you stick them like that, ain't no... 9 times out of 10, that fish is not going to come back and bite because you actually stuck him. There's a little lay down right there. Not saying there's something around it, but I'm going to throw it around it. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I hope y'all still can hear me through this audio. Cause it is not waterproof. It's raining pretty good. Set in about 5 more minutes, y'all. 4 or 5 minutes, somewhere like that. So let's see if we can make this thing work. See if we can close out the deal with a fish. Man, that's a good drag right there. Man, I can't believe he got off. He should have not come off. But believe it or not, though, I actually lose fish shaky head fishing. I kind of lose a pretty good amount of fish shaky head fishing. And a lot of times they be good fish too. It's kind of like the reason I've been broke off a lot, because I love to fish with light line, but man, this lake right here has big bass in it, so I don't fish that light stuff up in here. You know, 10 to 12 pounds is my leader line. Braid the fluorocarbon. Yeah, I got to have a little bit more backbone to my line. Come on. Let's hurry up and get over here and get loose. We got time. We got time for that. Got 2 minutes, y'all. Come on. Come on, fishy, fishy. This is probably going to be the last cast here, guys. Not really the cast I wanted, but it'll have to do. Got the boat moving, so we'll make one more after this one. All right. Well, everybody, that's gonna do it for today. I appreciate each and every last one of y'all who stuck with it through the entire hour of this video. Again, when able to catch anything, I hooked him one maybe 10 minutes ago. He came off, looked like a pretty good fish, you know, somewhere around 2 pounds. But weren't able to keep him pinned. So didn't get to catch anything else. That was the only bite I got in the whole hour time. And, you know, that's just the way it is sometimes, you know, in fishing. You just can't always catch them at the time you want to catch them. They come, you know, you just got to go through the process of it. But I appreciate each and every last one of y'all for tuning in, you know, being patient with me, watching my video. While you're here, don't forget to hit that like. Hit that like, y'all. You know, subscribe with you know, family, friends, or whatever. You know, I love to get my content out to a broader audience. And you know, subscribe. If you're not already subscribed, subscribe to my channel. It's completely free. You know, it don't cost you anything. And you know, I'm trying not to ask you for anything. You know, I never have. But with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here, and I'll holler at y'all on the next one.